Welcome to the Advanced Leadership Workshop, partner-only breakfast, and more importantly, a celebrate of Acumen's first year in Kansas City. We're not celebrating how great Acumen is, but rather celebrating what God is doing to sharpen, inspire, and challenge CEOs and business owners to a higher standard of CEO influence and business impact. These words reflect a new mission and vision for Acumen. They also usher in a new brand and visual logo for Acumen. As you can see behind me, we have a new logo that better captures our desired image for an identity for our future. Let me also repeat our vision. Higher standard of CEO influence and business impact. Why a higher standard, you ask? The stakes are higher. The task is harder. The battle is more difficult as Christ followers. We compete in a marketplace that has no grace. There's no forgiveness. It's ruthless. And we must compete with excellence. Additionally, we fight the dark forces and battles that rage in a spiritual warfare. We live in a culture where hubris and corruption are in some cases celebrated and certainly ignored. You have to look no further than our most recent election cycle. We must view ourselves as high-value targets to the enemy. If we stumble and fail and fall, he wins. The standard is higher, and the stakes are higher. Our mission, simply put, is to inspire, challenge, and sharpen CEOs and business owners. We do this through community, through a platform, and through connection, through trust and through relationships. Sometimes that means a tough conversation or scrutiny from those trusted peers around us. As a friend of mine recently put it, a consigliere relationship, if you will. A consigliere being a person who's willing to tell the emperor he has no clothes, all in the spirit of helping and serving one another in love and good deeds. Three things have become clear over the past 6 to 8 months. We're creating a much bigger community around this idea of a higher standard. Today, we celebrate approximately 55 partners who are part of 5 teams in the Acumen community. As you can see on the slide, our current teams are the Ignite team, the Premier team, the Velocity team, the Pioneer team, and the Triumph team. We welcome our partners from the Velocity team today, who just launched this past Wednesday. We're excited to have them on board and hope you'll get a chance to meet them. Number 2, we're building a platform that serves our community beyond just the council environment. The graphic you see represents the broader picture. As Dan, Joe, and I continue to fine-tune the model, it's become clear that our impact is much wider and deeper than just peer structure. Organizational health speaks to the things that create clarity and help organizational teams get on the same page and find alignment in their work, which leads to much more fulfilling outcomes. Enrichment refers to spouses and next generation members of the family, perpetuation and succession, if you will. Lastly, ROI is much more than return on investment in our world. Our brand promise is 10x ROI in the first 12 months of your partnership or complete refund of annual fees. However, we feel that our ROI relates more importantly to our return on impact. Impact referring to the impact we have on the lives, the community, and the people we serve. Impact is derived through awareness of and mindfulness around influence, improvement, investment, insight, and integration. If we were to aggregate the influence and impact of our community today, it would far exceed the lives of 10 million people in our region. Consider the number of employees, spouses, family members, customers, vendors, suppliers, and community organizations that are impacted by the high-performing leaders in this room. Yes, there's some overlap in terms of customers, employees, and community recipients. My point is, we have an enormous opportunity to impact millions of people, literally. Today, we celebrate Acumen's birth 1 year ago. We celebrate what God is doing in this work. I want to be mindful and respectful that this work began over 5 years ago when a national organization contacted me to consider this role. I truly believe it was a calling, and it literally was. And I want to recognize a handful of people who began this journey with me, who said yes to the invitation to become part of a group of business owners who shared a handful of values and knew that leaning into a high-performing team of other owners and Christ followers in a unique community of this nature would be rich in ROI. I'd like to recognize the following for their engagement and investment over the past 5 years. Will you please stand up as I recognize and mention your name? John Cross, CEO and owner of Cross Manufacturing. Bob Myers, owner and CEO of Itedium, formerly Cobra Guard. Sean Miller and his brother Matt Miller. Sean is the CEO and co-owner of the Miller Group. John Schramm, owner of the Purple Guys. And lastly, Case Dorman, owner of Jack Stack Barbecue. Case is at a Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year celebration and was unable to be here for this event due to that previous commitment. Dan, Joe, and I are very excited about what God has done over this past year. We can't help but get excited about the future. A milestone that lies before us is to see this community double in the next 2 to 3 years. That means adding 5 new teams, which means adding 2 to 3 new facilitators. We're open to what the future may hold beyond that, but love the idea of quality over quantity. Impacting the Kansas City region with depth and width and creating a higher standard business culture excites us. We hope you'll continue to find value. We ask for your feedback. We would love any trusted connections you might have with other owners and CEOs in the community who are higher standard minded as well. We hope you'll enjoy the bottle of Acumen wine found on your table. Acumen wine is from Napa Valley. We recently became aware of their namesake and were able to strike up a conversation with them, which they're excited about as well. They were gracious enough to provide some gift bags, an information packet. In that information pack, you can see some of their other blends. For us, this represents a gift to you for the holiday seasons that are forthcoming, but more importantly, a gift of gratitude and celebration of Thanksgiving. As we wrap up breakfast this morning, I'll introduce Dan Cooper and Joe Calhoun. We'll give you instructions on what to do after our breakfast is concluded and give you instructions on heading over to the Kauffman Foundation. Thank you very much.